Thank you, DeGrum. I was muted on stream that entire time and was talking to myself like a complete fucking retard. Good times. So, we've got Zombie on Shane and Oryx, Penny on Isaac, Copy on Marquis, Black on Miko, Zyber on Galt, Retro on Kid Ultra, Okat on Galilea, Lion on Atticus, Zero on Ernest, and Salty on Whiskey. Wrong Stormer, it is LRL. We all know that that's the correct spelling. And here we go. So we'll take a quick look at everyone's loadouts while they are in the spawn points. And hopefully everyone's internet service providers decide to cooperate with us and we can go into game. Some nice purple synergy on the side of FABU. Everyone's synergizing except for that clown Shane and Oryx on the side of Return of the Leg. Alright, so on the Galt, we've got attack speed and movement speed, reload speed, shield pen on Galt, hashtag throwing, and more movement speed and some sprint speed. Zombie running the good vest, more max health, attack damage, and sprint speed, the actual good movement stat. On Copy with Marquis, we've got health regen, attack damage, attack damage, attack damage, and some more health. On Isaac, we're running skill damage, shield strength, and a shard gen. And on Miko, we're running heal power, the good vest. With a free vest, that's amazing. With the shield recharge, which works quite well on the Eldreds, and health regen. On the Atticus, we've got the good vest, we've got health regen, we've got attack damage, and max health. On Galilea, we've got shard gen, some DR, health regen, and max health. On the Kid Ultra, we've got cooldown, reload, cooldown, and a shard gen. On the only legendary allowed in the game, the Shard of Souls. Oh, pull in on the Burb! Burb gets pulled twice. That Burb is dead! The double pull going in onto Ernest, and he gets deleted. Shane and Oryx coming in for more here on the Kid Ultra. So we will quickly take a look at the gear that Salty's running here on Whiskey Foxtrot. Looks like health regen, max health, and attack damage and reload speed. Pull misses there, but a lot of... And we look at the... Oh, a pull in onto Atticus. Atticus getting blocked in, body blocked in, and he gets absolutely annihilated. Pull in onto Whiskey. Whiskey behind the enemy lines. Teams turns around and Whiskey goes down. The pulls are on point for Team Return of the Leg. Whew. Except for maybe that Shane pull. But, and that one too. I jinxed it. I jinxed it for Team Return of the Leg. RIP getting pulls 2017 to 2017. Galley in a bit of trouble here. Oh, and Zombie goes down to the grenade spam from Ernest. Atticus jumping in, bouncing off of the Shepherd, taking a bunch of damage from Marquis and from Whiskey, getting the pull, not from Whiskey, from Galt, pull from Galt. Galt confirms the kill. Really not the best positioning for Atticus. Just jumps in and turns his back on all of Return of the Leg and takes a ton of damage. Oh, the pull on the Burb! The Burb is in a lot of trouble here. He goes down. I believe Galt was taunting there, which is a bit of BM on top of hitting those spicy pulls. Almost hits the pull there, wow. Shane and Oryx hitting the pull on Whiskey. Whiskey in a bit of trouble. He gets a heal. Sealed stun onto Galt. Peel from Shane and Oryx. Galt gets out safely. Ooh, the pull just misses. Oh, and he eventually goes down. Galt carrying the day so far. So despite his shield pen movement speed loadout, Galt having a very strong early game. Misses the pull on the Ernest there. So shards have spawned, base thralls have spawned, but neither team has taken the time to prioritize these things. And just speak of that, the base thrall coming out for Team FABU, but looks like no problem for Return of the Leg, easily dealt with and quickly cleared. Atticus clears Isaac out of that upper cliff there. Isaac gets out easily. Pull in onto Galilea. Taking tons of damage. She barely survives. She has like 20 health there. Ooh, just misses the pull there. Sentry's shield getting very low. And there it goes. Sentry starting to take damage. And with an Isaac and a Marquis and a Galt, that Sentry's going to take a lot of damage. Pull in on the base thrall here. It is immediately annihilated, and the Sentry shield is still down while they're able to throw in damage at range. Looks like Gally's trying to run in to do something. She runs in, shield stun onto Shane and Oryx. Shane and Oryx goes down to the Kid Ultra. Pull on Gally. Gally's got nothing left but her right click. Atticus in. He's in by himself, and the minions are there to block him back and push him out of lane. Atticus is really struggling to get levels and to be effective in lane right now. Just opting to play conservatively, take last hits where you can get them.
Hope your friends are as dumb as you. Or dumber. I'll also accept that.
Ooh, not a good place for a Kid Ultra in the middle of lane on top of a pillar. He gets pulled and absolutely annihilated. The entire team waiting around the corner here. As soon as that egg goes down, they're going to be able to push in. Pull in onto the Burb. The Burb is in big trouble. The pulls have been on point for Team Return of the Leg. Must be that shield pen. Shield pen meta build confirmed. Just misses the pull there. And Sentry's shield is at about 50%. Pull in onto Whiskey. Oh, Whiskey in big trouble. He goes down. Stun onto the Shane and Oryx. Shane and Oryx probably too tanky at this point to go down that quickly. Pull onto Galilea, right into a trap, into a Shane and Oryx stun. Galilea in big trouble. Peel from Atticus. Atticus got to use his leap to get away. Atticus, both of the frontliners for Team FABU, very low health. Base Thrall coming in to disrupt a little bit, but it goes down very quickly. And they've got to reset. Oh, the Burb gets pulled! That looked like it was going to miss. A double pull onto the Burb, and he is absolutely annihilated. Shane and Oryx, Galley focusing down the Isaac with Kid Ultra. So a little trade there. Atticus in on the Galt. And Whiskey goes down. Oh, sorry. Whiskey killed the Miko. I apologize. Bad call on my part. But a bit of a 2-for-2 trade there. The healer on the deck for Team Return of the Leg. So, but back up quite quickly. So we'll see if Team FABU was able. Looks like they were able to survive the initial early game pressure from Return of the Leg, and we'll see that now they're starting to get their levels. Levels 3 and 4 across the board for Team FABU, if they're going to be able to start making some pushes of their own. I think that hold Galley, but she hit a minion or something. That's some interesting physics. So, a little bit of a standoff here while they wait for minions to come up. Not very safe to be poking out into lane with a Galt on the enemy team, but they're taking calculated risks there. Ooh, just misses the pull on Galileo. Base throw coming in for oh, and it's almost completely killed very quickly. So base throw still alive for Return of the Leg. Pop up onto Atticus from the base throw. Base throw makes it around the corner, but no further, as the entirety of Team FABU is waiting and ready. Just misses the pull from Shane, which at level 4 should be a stun. Initiation from Shane in onto 2. Ooh, Ernest barely escapes. Galilea getting a lot of pull. Oh, the pull from Galt. Galilea stunned from Shane and Oryx. Body block in. Marquis finishes her off. And half of the front line is down for Team FABU. Atticus trying to come in, but the rest of his team is incredibly low. He's going to have no follow. He immediately gets poked out. Sentry shield going down quickly. Base thrall in. Going to provide some form of a disruption. As soon as that base thrall goes down there. Oh! Atticus gets pulled! Knock up and... Oh! Atticus. The entire front line down. Galley trying to make her way back into lane now, but might be too late as the sentry shield is down. Damage going in on the sentry. Yeah, not much to say here. Sentry going down. Just textbook picks. Just there, they have Return of the Leg has FABU on a bit of a bad death cycle here, where oh, right onto the trap. He goes down. Stun onto the Kid Ultra. Ult in on several. Oh, Atticus in big trouble. Uses his leap to get out. Ult in from Isaac to clear the wave and zone, as it's going to be far too much damage for Team FABU to be tolerating right now. Pull misses. Galley misses the oh, hit the shield throw on Miko, but absolutely no follow-up. Nice peel from Shane and Oryx to stop the Atticus from flanking behind the... Oh, the jump... Oh, the jump got ruined by the wall, and Atticus goes down. Really, really nice peel from Shane and Oryx there to save the Galt from Atticus flanking around behind. Galt gets a bit of tunnel vision there, and Atticus is there to peel. Burb goes down. Yeah, so 2 on the deck for Team FABU.
I got all day.
Looks like something.
Ooh, the Marquis ult misses. So we'll see. I mean, this was looking fairly one-sided in terms of levels. A stun in on Atticus, but Galilea is out in front, and Isaac goes down. Really, really nice reinitiation here. Atticus is going ham, but there's far... Oh, Atticus pays for it. He, I think they should have probably backed out after that pick, but Atticus said no. He wanted more. Oh, Galilea trying to go 1-on-3 next to a Miko ult, and that's going to spell her demise. Way too much damage there for Galilea. She goes down. It's going to be more. Kid Ultra getting pulled in. Woo! So much damage. So, rotating in one at a time when the enemy team is grouped together like that is going to be generally disastrous. And Team FABU paid the price there for that.
Embrace the void.
Oh, pull in on a minion. That minion is dead. Good pull. Pull in onto the Atticus. Atticus stunned immediately and just annihilated. Miko getting the last hit there. KS from your healer. Oh. Ult in. Wow. Just so much damage. Oh, I'm missing everything because they're just getting picks left and right. And they're not even picks at this point. They're basically one-on-ones. The level advantage is quite significant now for Return of the Leg. And, oh, a pull onto Galley. Stun but from Shane Oryx. She goes down. The coordination from Team Return of the Leg is incredibly difficult to deal with. They are, with both pulls and the stun. Oh, another pull into a trap. Oh, my God. Atticus just goes down so quickly. Sentry shield almost gone. Tons of range damage from Isaac and Marquis, and that sentry is quickly taking damage. Isaac ulting. Whiskey poking out Isaac out of lane. Oh, pull onto a trap. Shane and Oryx into body block. And that is a taunt. Oh my gosh. Galilea tried to peel. She was too late. Galilea in 1-on-3. She's going down. Oh no. Another taunt. The turtle taunt. Atticus in on Isaac. Shane there to peel. Pull from Galt from long distance. Atticus taking a bunch of damage. Ult in from Kid Ultra to peel. Both go down. That long distance peel from Galt was nasty. Pull in onto Whiskey. Stun from Shane and Oryx. I'm getting tired of saying it, folks. The pull and stun is the new hook 'em and book 'em. Alani out of the meta. Shane and Oryx plus Galt, new meta. Hook 'em and book 'em and delete 'em. Oh my God! Pull in on the bourbon and then the body block from Shane. It's just ridiculous.
Gosh, you really couldn't ask for a more beautiful day to die screaming.
Sentry's shield is down and Sentry is taking damage. Just Atticus can't even be in lane. And this Sentry is going down quite quickly. Galilea's got an ult in the middle lane because she can't stand between the Sentry and this range damage from Isaac and Marquis, and that is it, folks. And another kill onto the Galilea. Just disgusting amounts of team coordination and CC. Welcome to Battlebone, folks. I hope you like CC because this game is full of it. Alright, so we'll take a quick look at the statistics for that game, and then we're going to jump right into the Meltdown match. So, let's go over to damage here. Copycat with the 119k damage on a short incursion match. ridiculous. Penny putting in tons of work on the Isaac. Zyber with a pull ratio of about 90-odd%, just out of control with his pulls. Salty did a great job on Whiskey. It's just hard with the way his tanks rotated in. Not a lot of coordination the way that Galley and Atticus rolled in. And like we discussed sort of in the beginning of this game, Atticus was massively starved for levels, finishing at level 4. Just didn't have the team comp around him to deal with all the ranged poke from Isaac and Marquis. Alright, so we are going to go into our next map here, which is Paradise. Meltdown match on Paradise. All right, we are headed into the draft. Team FABU will have first pick for our final match of the day between Team FABU and Return of the Leg. We finish our matches on Meltdown, which for the PC competitive community is the classic competitive mode where for about the first almost year or so of Battleborn's life, the PC community almost exclusively played Meltdown in all of our tournaments and in-house 10-mans, and have only recently started branching out into Incursion and Capture. And Capture, interestingly enough, we threw it in last season just to see how people would like it, and we left it up to the community to keep it in for Season 2, and the majority voted that they wanted Capture. I think people find it interesting. Eldragon ban, okay. First ban Eldragon from Team FABU, and it turns out that outside of pub matches, the meta for Capture has really shaped into something quite interesting. So anyways, here we are in Meltdown, which is where many of the veteran competitive players from the competitive scene on PC Battleborn have a lot of experience. The meta here is quite well formed in terms of what works on which maps. So on a map like Paradise, which is very open, heroes like Marquis and like Isaac can control the map from mid. Isaac specifically has a lot of advantages in this map where he can teleport up onto the ledges, and without someone to poke him off, he can be quite deadly from up there, basically having free reign to clear the wave at will. Characters like Benedict, with how open this map is, have the ability to be quite open, and it makes it a lot easier for them to move around and get from area to area. We see another Thorn ban, not surprising. Thorn with when Thorn cycles through her 3 skills, basically rolling her basically if the player rolls their hand across the keyboard and they look at somebody, Thorn can immediately delete somebody. Not saying that Thorn doesn't take skill to hit arrows, specifically charged arrows, which do much more damage, but that her caster abilities are incredibly strong. So we see a Galt and Wrath ban from the side of Return of the Leg, and we see so that takes a lot of CC and initiation off the map for both teams. Now let's see how Team FABU decides to prioritize their first pick in this Meltdown map, the final match of the season, of the series today. First pick, Phoebe. That's a solid pick on Meltdown. Phoebe, especially given that Retro is known to be a Phoebe main, and that's probably a big comfort pick. So as we discussed before, oh man, Montana on Paradise. That's Zombie's probably quite excited that Montana got through. And Marquis going on copy with the ability for Marquis to control the map from mid. Marquis is just really, really strong, specifically on this map. So we'll see how FABU responds to that. They're going to have to come up with some counters for Marquis, maybe in the form of an assassin like D'Andy. And they're going to have to come up with some counters for Montana, possibly in the form of some heroes that have anti-tank, maybe someone with a wound. We'll see what they do here. So a Miko, solid healer, but you worry about Miko in this map against a Marquis who's going to be shooting from very far away against what is an incredibly large hitbox for Miko. It looks like they're going tank heavy, so Atticus has the ability to close the distance really quickly with Marquis. It may be that the Atticus-Phoebe combination could be too much for Montana. Assuming Miko can keep the two of them alive and Miko stays alive with Marquis hitting them from range, this could be a very interesting matchup. So we'll see how Return of the Leg decides to respond to these picks. So one hero that we haven't seen today, and may she rest in peace forever, Isaac. So another mid-controlling hero with a permanent wound to counter Miko and Miko healing. The hero that we haven't seen much of this season and we haven't seen at all today is Alani. Alani was on the receiving end of a massive nerf from the folks at Gearbox, essentially removing her as being a viable hero. Alani enjoyed being the top hero with the top priority for a very long time. If anyone remembers Release Alani, Alani had the ability to be a one-man carrying crew of healing and damage and getting 30 kills a game without even trying, and she received a number of nerfs over time, but still persisted as the top healer in the game. Her burst heal was excellent, her DPS output was amazing, she really was able to do everything, and unfortunately she was nerfed in such a way that people have found she's no longer effective as either a DPS or a healer, and therefore her priority is such that we're not going to see too much of her this season without another balance update to Alani's kit. Zyber dropping a hashtag Godsker in chat, so looks like they're going to put Zyber on the Oscar Mike, and Oscar always a solid pick. Especially after we saw last season where Zillow showed how by taking specific helixes and playing Oscar Mike in a very specific way, you can do a ton of damage with Oscar Mike. And I think the thinking was for a lot of folks, thinking back to before Winter Update, when Oscar Mike was really prioritized for his wave clear, and in Meltdown specifically, you could put Oscar Mike in a lane by himself once he got his nades, and once he got napalm, and he could clear waves by himself very, very easily. That stuff got nerfed, and you needed to play Oscar Mike quite differently. I think Zillow demonstrated how you can play him in that way, and a number of other players have picked it up, and Oscar has seen quite a rise in the meta as of late. So, Melka pick, very interesting. Melka received a hotfix nerf some time ago and has really just not been seen since. My fellow co-caster Atok is a Melka main, and rest in peace Melka mains. And so we talked about Benedict before. I'm just as shocked as Stormer in chat that Benedict made it all the way through this draft without being picked. A Melka was picked over a Benedict. So just remember that when we go into this game. Yeah, that happened. So, and Oscar Mike was picked over a Benedict, and that happened as well. And yeah. So, anyways, quickly, we've got Retro on Phoebe, Salty on Melka, Okada on Arendi, Zero Efficiency on Miko, Lionson on the Atticus, Zombie on the Montana. I will get back to the rest of them in just a moment. I believe copies on Marquis, and Zyber is on Oscar Mike. And I believe that Black is on Umbra and Penny is on Isaac. But we will double check as soon as we get in the game. In Dwarf, like I said last week, Boulder is banned from the league because you touch yourself at night. Alright, so we will go quickly through the loadouts that everyone is running. So, we see attack speed, and max health here on Atticus. We see max health, attack speed, and heal power on Miko. We see the good vest, regen, attack speed, and movement speed on Phoebe. We see shard gen, health regen, max health, attack damage, attack speed. We see skill damage and max health and econ on Arendi. We've got shard gen, attack speed, attack damage, and attack speed on Marquis. We see attack speed, movement speed, more shield pen. This is the same loadout that Zyber had. Zyber confirmed one loadout with shield pen and movement speed. Isaac running the econ build. Zombie Pizza Man on the Benedict running a bunch of health regen, DR, and healing received, and econ on Umbra with the good vest. So 2 econs on the side of Return of the Leg, 1 econ on the side of oh, there is a fight over here. Godsker in. Oh, Godsker confirms the kill on Tamiko. Isaac DC'd. If Isaac can return within 2 minutes, then we will continue with the match. If Isaac does not return, then we will restart the match with the same picks. Atticus taking a ton of damage. Oh, Arendi getting knocked into the wall. She goes down immediately. That is the strength of Montana. Zyber in as chasing back to the healing station. Very quiet in the other lane. All the action seems to be over here. Penny still DC'd. It looks like we are going to be restarting this match.
Oh, perfect. No, I love this. Love it. All will be judged. All will be judged.
Yeah, even though... Oh, no, now Penny's back. Okay, so even though Penny was DC'd for more than the first 2 minutes, they have elected not to restart the match. That is a captain's option, is not a requirement. But even with the disconnect, the lead is still 52 points for the side of Return of the Leg. Yeah, I think, I mean, look at this. Look at where Marquis and Isaac are. They just control the lane from such a safe distance on this map. And while Phoebe and Arendi try to deal with this elite bot, they're just getting poked from range and get so much damage thrown on them. More fighting over here. This elite bot about to go in. Melka's going to take so much damage from this elite bot just trying to pull it out of the lane and out of the grinder. Okot in big trouble. Arendi goes down, and the elite bot eventually goes in. Melka, rip Melka, because she used to be so good, and now she can't even stop an elite bot from going into the grinder. Knock up onto Atticus. He leaps away. It looks like they're content to stack 3 or 4 in this lane because of the mid control that Marquis and Isaac have. The other lane just has no problem. They clear it quickly, rotate over, get the kill in on the Atticus gets the kill there on Zyber. Atticus pays for his overextension. Phoebe about to do the same.
Oh, real mature, pal.
Melka in on Marquis. So that is one benefit of the Melka pick. If Melka can stay all over this Marquis and keep Marquis from poking, that's Melka doing her job. But Melka unable to put enough damage in on Marquis to poke him out. Isaac in a bit of trouble here, taking damage from the Arendi. This other lane, Atticus is having a hell of a time trying to lane against the combined oh, the knock-up from Montana. Phoebe is very low. Atticus very low. Oscar Mike confirms the kill. And we got a rotation to the other lane. Knock up onto Melka. Melka, with all her mobility, gets out safely, but she's slowed. Knock up onto Atticus. He's taking a bunch of damage. Oh, Miko goes down. Atticus soon to follow here. Taking tons of damage from range and that close. Just, ooh. So much map control from the and a double kill from Oscar Mike. Knock up onto Arendi. Arendi in big trouble. Ult to knock him up again. Phoebe goes down. Woo. Isaac, oh my gosh, so low. Oh. That is almost a full team wipe.
Minrek just remembered a really funny joke.
So they are at the tier 2 grinders. It is a 220 point lead for Return of the Leg. Again, many of the members of Return of the Leg are veterans of the PC competitive scene, especially here in North America, where Meltdown has been the long-standing mode for competitive play, and the experience in both the drafting and the coordination and the positioning is really showing. Miko very low, goes down to the Oscar Mike. Knock up from Montana. Atticus very low. He's forced to leave. Oh, and gets clipped by Minrek's horns, and he goes down.
Be advised, this is going to be cool as hell.
Phoebe in on Oscar Mike. Oscar Mike just standing in his ult, daring Phoebe to come in. Oscar still chasing the Phoebe. Confirms the kill. Don't dive deep if you can't handle the pressure. Survives an Arendi ult somehow. Montana and Oscar in on Arendi. Knock up onto Arendi. She's in trouble. Ult! Oh, God. Killed her with the ult. And another wave goes in for the side of Return of the Leg. Nearly a 300 point lead for the side of Return of the Leg. The entire team of FABU trying to deal with this elite bot. Now they just run in and start cleaning up low health heroes. Double kill for Zyber. All over this Phoebe. Phoebe in big trouble. Damage amp from the Sunspot. Ult from Marquis just misses Arendi there. Phoebe very low health, getting healed up by the Miko. They have 4 people in this lane trying to clear the wave. Meanwhile, in the other lane, Arendi gets deleted by Isaac, and the wave gets to walk right in. So a bit of a interesting distribution of resources there from Team FABU, and we are getting very close to the end of this match. If I am looking at this correctly, the 6 points scored by Team FABU have come in the form of kills. They have not put a single minion in the grinder. There's their third kill, so they are now at 9 points. Zyber gets another double kill. Where's Atok to do it correctly? And this is getting out of control. 6 points away from going to overtime, or what is it called? Sudden death. And this wave here is more than 6 points, and as it goes in, even if Salty gets there, she is, well, she went for the shard. So that is the end of regulation. And we are moving to the end of regulation. Atticus going down to the entire team. Miko soon to follow, I'm sure. Oh! Knock up onto 2.
Watch this, everybody.
Knock up onto... Oh, and now the DR comes into play. Phoebe in big, big trouble. She goes down. Arendi goes down. A 7.0 bot spawning. Black with the double kill. Finale. Thank you, Pug. Another kill for Copy.
Turn around and walk away,
And,
buddy.
yeah, I don't think they need to do much to get a 7.0 elite bot in without one of their own.
Your ribcage would look great on my wall and on fire. It's been a pleasure murdering you, fella.
Target's marked.
So they are dumping everything on this elite bot. Oscar Mike ulting in. Atticus goes down, and that's GG. A clean sweep of the modes for Team Return of the Leg. And we'll take a quick look at the damage output there. Oscar Mike with his shield pen build, proving that it doesn't matter how bad your gear is, you can still carry. Alright, so we'll take a quick look at some of the damage here. And Phoebe doing a respectable amount of damage, but if we look at the damage for the side of Return of the Leg, Copy on the Marquis and Penny, maybe not so much damage from Penny, but Copy putting out a ton of damage. Zyber and Zombie Pizza Man putting out plenty of damage in a very short match. All around, really nice game from both teams. Zyber with the 16, 2, and 11 hard shield pen carry from Zyberkiller. GG's to both teams. We will be back next weekend at our regularly scheduled time with more matches. Thank you for joining us, and have a great 4th of July weekend.